Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking with another episode of Mech Warrior Online here. And today we're going to be playing with the Cougar-C variant. Now it's not a true C variant. I'm going to go through the details and everything once we hit the Mech Lab, but I do have a Frankenstein build on here. And as you can see, we have equipped with us 2 heavy medium lasers, 2 medium pulse lasers, and 2 clan ATM-3s. So pretty much a hodgepodge of weapons that we have going on here. But I wanted to give A, the heavy medium lasers a try, and B, the clan ATMs a try. I wanted to see how these perform out there on the battlefield and see if they're worth outfitting some of my mechs with in the future. Now I do need to get used to this whole locking my targets thing because I don't usually do that. I take out the manual version of all my missiles, which is just wherever I'm pointing them, I have to lead my target manually and shoot them. But I do have a little bit of a lock with the ATMs. They fire in a little bit more of a straight line trajectory than an LRM, which has a lot more of an arc involved. But I'm going to try and do the best I possibly can to get some damage down on these guys. We have this Battle Master, I believe, up on the top of that ridge over there that we do need to be aware of. We don't want to be out in the open too long. We have a lot of our friendlies with us. We are playing Conquest on Alpine Peaks, so a very, very big map. But as you guys can expect, we're all bottlenecking towards the center, where a lot of the engagement is happening. So we have Echo coming around the corner here, and I'm going to help out this Griffin that's around the corner, and we have an Assault over here in the corner, trying to get those ATMs to maybe wrap around the corner, but that's not going to work too well. Focusing up on this King Crab, though, he's going to get absolutely wrecked. I have a ton of teammates with me. We're going to keep focusing up on him, and we get the kill, so he goes down very quickly. Focusing up on Foxtrot, that catapult, and he does have a friendly with him. A Shadowhawk. We're going to fire off these ATMs, just get a little extra damage, and we're focusing on multiple targets, which is actually pretty cool when you think about it in context. We do have a lot of support from the team, though, pushing back that catapult, and the Shadowhawk is back in cover as well. Now we're going to whip around the side. This catapult has an open right torso to us and an open CT, but looking up on the ridge here, they do have some opponents up on the corners. Just to make sure that we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves, they are pushing us back even ever so slightly, taking a lot of damage, but this little bugger does hang in there. We have an Atlas and a Timberwolf with us, so I'm not too scared just yet. We have a lot of damage that we're putting down, and we're amplifying it. We're not necessarily up on the front lines anymore, knowing where their positions are, and as you can see, I'm taking a little bit more of a backline approach. I'm standing behind this Atlas, behind the Timberwolf, behind the Griffin. We have a lot of firepower that's trying to take advantage of the flank at this point, and if we can target some of these guys like this Atlas, he is covered by ECM, but he is coming towards us, and we're just going to amplify the damage. We're not going to stand in front of him. He's focusing up on a couple of our friendlies, but he does get taken down. We have this Hellbringer that's right next to him. He has 5 medium pulse lasers, which we do need to be careful of. Charlie, this Mad Cat 2, is up on the ridge, and he doesn't even see us, going for that left torso, or to us it's his right torso, but they do have some laser AMS. So as you can see, all of my missiles are getting shot down. So now we're going to take a little peek around the corners here and just get as much damage down as we possibly can, going for Kappa, that Banshee. But as you can see on the minimap, we are constantly aggressively approaching these guys, taking inches at a time until we do get that strategic advantage in our placement around the battlefield. Now Bravo, the Cicada, does go back into cover, so we don't have to push around there. But again, a lot of the firepower is right along this ridge here. Kappa's right in front of us. We're going to light him up as much as we possibly can. Now our ATMs are connecting. He overheated completely, so we have a huge opportunity to take this guy down. Cord center torso on the front side and back side. We're going to go for it if we can, but unfortunately he does have a lot of skeletal density, which allows him to survive the onslaught. It's not going to be too much longer before he gets taken out. But we're going to swing around the side with our friendlies here. That is the main name of the game. And right behind this Timberwolf, he has no idea that we're there. He's probably going to turn around, peek maybe one more time. And yes, he is turned around to look at us. We did get our right torso cored up on that salvo. We lost an ATM-3, unfortunately. But finally, Banshee does get taken down. Echo is right next to us, and he goes down as well. And my team is able to amplify that damage. But it looks like we could wrap this one up very, very quickly. Pushing around the side here, this Shadowhawk is trying to get aggressive, but he's going to get forced back towards the remainder of his team. He has a cord leg and a cord center torso. And focusing up right over the ridge, we're going to put our lasers down into this Mad Cat, and we get the kill, which was absolutely huge. peering over the top. We're going to go for this Hellbringer in front of us, and we get a double kill, so he goes down as well. Now it's about wrapping up the rest of this game. We're going to focus up on the Urban Mech and this Mauler that's next to him. The Mauler gets taken down. The Urban Mech is probably about to pop, but we're going to help out on this quick draw. Popping back, go for the torso. We get the kill on him as well, so 3 very, very quick kills towards the end of this round, and now we're going to focus up on this Urban Mech to help out the team in securing these final kills. He finally goes down, and that is going to end the round. Wow, towards the end that really picked up, and my team smelled the blood in the water, and they all sort of swarmed, amplified the damage. The rest of their team got confused, and here is the result. 4 kills, 8 assists, 4 KMDDs, 875 damage with 9 components destroyed. A fantastic round overall. No one doing less than 176 damage on our entire team. Excellent teamwork, excellent gameplay. That's going to do it for the round. I hope you guys enjoyed. But now it's time to head back over to the Mech Lab. We're going to go through the rest of the details on this mech. Quick discussion about the role I'm playing and the rest of the details of the build. Here we go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we're going to go through the details for the build on the mech I have in front of me, the Cougar-C variant. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys is that this is not a purebred C variant. This is a Clan Light Mech 35-tonner Omnimech. And what I mean by Omnimech, in case you guys are not familiar with what the term Omnimech means, is you can pretty much configure this mech the way that you want to, switching out every single component that it has. So each individual variant of the Cougar has unique weapon and equipment hardpoints in it. So you can mess around with them, mix and match to your liking based on what you want to accomplish out there on the battlefield. And I'm going to go through the build exactly as it is in just a second, but I wanted to point that out to you guys because there are some intricacies to some of the variants that you might want to take into consideration before actually deciding whether you want to purchase it or not. Now, we're going to go through the overview of this mech. We're going to go through exactly what it has to offer. We're going to go through the custom build and the reasoning behind it. Then we're going to go through the skill tree and then another round of gameplay and close with some final thoughts. So let's dive right into it without wasting any time here. I did configure mine as a Frankenstein build. Now, you do get an 8-piece Omnipod bonus if you keep all of the components that this particular variant or said particular variant have on the mech. Now, I like to switch those out based off my playstyle. I'd rather, get rid of the bonus and just make the mech that I want to play. And that's exactly what I did here. We have another Frankenstein build between the C variant Omnipods and the D variant Omnipods. So if that's of interest to you, then definitely pick this mech up. But let's check out the loadout for itself. So as you guys saw in the first round of gameplay, we have 2 heavy medium lasers in that right arm. We have 2 ATM-3s, 1 in each torso, a medium pulse laser in the head, and a medium pulse laser in the left arm. I crammed the rest of it with either double heat sinks, Clan ATM ammo, or that last slot in there. I had 1 ton left and 1 slot left, and I was like, perfect. We can put a targeting computer 1 in there to help speed up some timing on, projectile speed, the beam boost, targeting time boost, critical chance, so on and so forth, even ever so slightly as it is. But it does matter. At the end of the day, you can say that it matters, and you're justified in using this type of equipment. Now, I opened up all of the Omnipods here so that you guys can see exactly what the rationale was behind this particular build. And as you can see in the head, the C-D variant and the Prime head variant are the only ones available. The H variant is not available, and that's the only variant that does have an ECM module in it. So you will have to pick up the H variant if you do want to have ECM on your Cougar. For the C variant has that energy hardpoint in the head, so this is a default C variant head. But if I didn't, I could switch this out, as I was saying, because it's an Omnipod, and get that energy hardpoint in the head if I so choose. Now, as you can see, I placed the D variant left and right torsos in here. We either had the choice between the missile hardpoints in the D and Prime variants, or the ballistic hardpoint between the Hero variant and No, the H variant does not have anything in the right and left torsos weapon-wise, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. But the left and right torsos, ballistic heavy, come only with the Hero. So only if you pick up the Hero will you have access to this ballistic hardpoint in each torso. Otherwise, everyone has access to the D and Prime variants that have the missile hardpoints in each torso. So it's up to you how you want to run it. personally, I like the 2 missile hardpoints between the torsos, so I just picked up 2 D variant torsos, or swapped out the ones on my D variant that I already have in the mech lab. And then the right and left arm. So the C variant by default comes with 4 energy hardpoints. The D variant comes with a ballistic. The H variant comes with 3 energy hardpoints, and the Prime comes with 1 energy hardpoint as well. The left arm, the C variant comes with a ballistic hardpoint. The D comes with 1 energy. The H comes with a ballistic, and the Prime comes with an energy hardpoint. So I knew it was either between the D or the Prime variant if I wanted to make sure that this mech was outfitted as a laser missile boat. So between those 2 weapon types, I wanted to stick to those 2, not use any ballistics on this particular build, and that's exactly what we have here. We have the medium, the heavy mediums in the right arm, and then I wanted to spread out the weapons a little bit, because if I focused up all 4 energy hardpoints in this arm and that got taken off, that is a lot of firepower that I'm taking away from myself just from getting that 1 component off. And in an 87 kph light mech, you know, we don't have a lot of armor there to begin with, and that could get severed off very easily, especially over time. So I wanted to split it up evenly. That's the reason why I don't have all 6 of the 6 available energy hardpoints being used in this particular build. And I didn't want to use the H variant because not everyone has that access to the H variant. So I wanted to use stuff that's available for you guys first, so that you could see just some potential, what you could do with it, how you can mix and match your components. And this is exactly what I came up with, and I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, you saw the first round of gameplay. It was a ton of fun, and we're about to go through another round of gameplay so you can see how it's outfitted and how it's used on the battlefield even more. But again, just to show to you guys, the H variant, if you like jump jets, the H variant is the only one that has jump jets in the torsos. So you know, you'll see these like fixed armor hardpoints and everything like that. These will have jump jets configured in there. No hardpoints though. They do not have weapon hardpoints. So it's kind of a trade. You're completely focused on the arm mounts for your loadout, and the head for that matter, if you want to switch out the head on the H variant. Unless you don't care about jump jets. Jump jets and ECM are unique to the H variant, and we can even check out the legs in case any of you guys are interested in seeing like where jump jets, or if jump jets are configured into these at all. And I'm just going to throw these on here really quick just so that you guys can see that, again, you don't even have an option in any of these other variants with jump jets, you know, in switching out their legs, so on and so forth. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Obviously, you guys are going to configure your mechs the way that you want to. I just want to give you all the facts and information that you need before you decide whether or not you actually want to go out and purchase these mechs for yourself. So again, H variant is the only one that has the jump jets and the ECM capability between the torsos and the head. The rest of these variants are you know, you could pick up these omnipods, just picking up one variant when it's available for C-bills, and then you could just switch out the omnipods to your liking. They do cost 161, almost 162 grand in C-bills, just to, you know, to pick up one omnipod. So definitely be careful. But, you know, for the most part, at least you have the ability to mix and match, unless you really want that specific type of gameplay where you're either putting ballistics in the torsos for the hero, or jump jet's ECM capability with the H variant. But that's enough of the overview on the build. Just a quick little run through on the stats here. 35 out of 35 tons, 78 out of 78 slots, 230 out of 238 armor. I took 8 armor out of the head. That allowed me to fit another ton of ATM ammo, or another ton for a double heat sink. So it's up to you what you want to do with it. I'd have 2.5 tons of ATM ammo, that targeting computer filled with double heat sinks, the heavy mediums, and the medium pulse. That's just what I decided to go with here. 1.36 heat management ratio. We have 16 double heat sinks, 2 by default, 1 in each arm, and then 1 in the right torso. Then the rest I placed on there, apart from the other, you know, 4, I guess you could say, that are in the engine. So as you can see, the other 9 that are here, it's 1, 2, 3, and then, you know, again, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those are the 9 that are external, and then 7 on top of the engine. That's what I'm going to say about that. But now it's time to go through the skill tree very, very quickly so that you guys can see what I did with this thing. Everything caters around laser duration. This is a very, very heat-efficient mech. And especially when you're talking about, you know, popping those heavy mediums, getting that really focused duration on your mechs and everything like that, getting that damage output, that burn duration. You want to cool down that duration as quickly as possible so that you can get right back out to firing again even faster. I also focused on heat generation, cooldown, range. Those are the things that you want to play with, especially in a mech going 87 kph. Not the fastest out there on the battlefield by any standard. It is a 35 tonner, but you are limited in your speed, so I wanted to focus more on the pokey kind of support role rather than the scouty harassment kind of, or even sniper type of build. So that's what I did with the firepower. Nothing on survival, everything else on mobility. This mech only goes 81 kph without speed tweaks, so I wanted to fill out everything this mech had to offer between the kinetic burst and everything. We're going to be dipping in and out of spots very, very quickly, as you saw in the first round, and the same is going to go for the second round. That is the type of role that I decided to play. Going towards the operations, we made this mech even more heat efficient and able to survive some, some really lethal blows that might be taken out there on the battlefield with less cockpit shake in the improved gyros nodes. So we have the cool run, heat containment, everything else in between. Heading over to sensors, I got all the way down to 60% radar deprivation. Everything else is, either catered to a target info gathering, sensor range, etc. And then last but not least, the one consumable slot so that we can fit both an airstrike and that cool shot 18 just in case, for whatever reason, we get very, very hot out there on the battlefield. I want to cool down very quickly. But that's a good overview for the mech for now. It's time to head back out there onto the battlefield so that you can see one more round of gameplay in this Frankenstein build on the Cougar-C variant. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go. Second round of gameplay is going to take place on HPG Manifold. Now we are playing skirmish game mode, and right from the get-go we're going to group up with the rest of our team. We got a couple heavies, some mediums, and even an assault with us. We did pop a UAV, which enables us to gather some targeting information and even just some details about formations about our opponents. And right in front of us we have Charlie, this Jaeger mech, who is getting targeted, and a lot of our friendlies are pushing forward. We're taking a very, very aggressive approach here, just over a minute into the match, and we're already swinging onto their side of the map. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus up on this Annihilator. If we can take him down, this would be a huge kill this early in the game. We took off a little less than half of his loadout, and now he's going to retreat back into cover amongst the cover of not only his friends, but the ramp of the Manifold. We're still focusing up on him. He's trying to back up as much as he can. We are receiving a little bit of fire, but we have some friendlies to divert the attention a little bit. At least all the focus isn't on us. And that Annihilator is pushing up the ramp. We still have him targeted, but we definitely grabbed the flank very early on in this match, so they are in a little bit of a panic before they can regroup, assess the situation, and get some damage down. That Annihilator does drop down into the basement, so we do have to remember that. He is now down there. I'm not sure if he's going to go completely under, or if he's going to come back out up the other side, or he could even just come directly below us. We don't know yet. But now we're going to focus up on this Jaeger mech. He's going to miss us, and instead we're going to focus up on the Wolverine that's next to him as they both retreat towards Echo 4. Now, instead of pushing along that side and taking the direct fire, I'm going to support some of my assaults up top. We have one up here, and I think a couple were following behind us. But now I'm just going to focus on whatever they're shooting at. So this Gridiron is right next to us, and he is accompanied by a Marauder, and we're just going to try and amplify whatever damage they're putting down. We completely have the Echo 4, Delta 4 quadrants now. The rest of the opponents are either slipping under or going on the other side into Echo 5 now. So now we're going to swing around even more. A little bit of NASCAR going on. Going for this Belial, who's trying to dip back into cover. Going to focus up on Hotel instead. And since he is a very slow target, that King Crab did get some damage taken from us, along with the rest of my team amplifying that damage. And they are just swinging around as much as they possibly can to avoid the direct fire. They're all getting focused, and whoever's left out in the back is pretty much the primary target. We are receiving a little bit of fire here. We have an Enforcer and a couple other friendlies along with us, but I'm not too scared because we do have a lot of firepower and armor up on the front lines. We're going for Charlie now, who's right in front of us, this Jaeger mech. He is looking at us. He has 2 rotary 5s and 2 small lasers. Not sure if he's going to pop his head back up, but in front of us instead we have this Wolverine who's trying to get some damage down on us. He looks to be stuck on the cliff there, trying to get back down underneath the lip of the Manifold, and focusing again on this Jaeger mech DD, cord center torso and cord left torso from our point of view. Focusing up on that center torso, we finally get him to go down, so that was a huge kill for us. 3-2 right now, and now things are starting to pick up. Echo the Annihilator, Kappa is in front of us as well, that Mauler, and he's just laying into our friendlies right now. I'm going to put down some burn duration on that center torso if we possibly can, and again, just keep lighting him up with some salvos. Focus up on that center torso, fellas. We got to get this guy down, and I got my arm taken off, so now I'm only left with 2 ATM-3s and 2 medium pulse lasers. Finally, that guy goes down. Now we're going to focus up on Lima a little bit, who is shut down. Somehow he did get shut down, and we're just going to amplify a little bit of damage from range. Let the rest of our friendlies take the front line while we provide some amplification damage or support damage from a distance. Now we are getting focused up again by that Wolverine. He's still hanging around out on the battlefield. Looking on the minimap though, we are going to surround this Annihilator very, very soon. Indigo, this Wolverine has a weak center torso and right torso, focusing up on both of those components. We're going to try and get that guy down, and my friend is able to take him out. 5-6, we are losing right now, so we need to be aware of that and be careful of our surroundings. They have a firing line up on top of the manifold. Now we need to be careful here, otherwise we'll get taken down just as easily. Swinging around the corners, picking and choosing our shots. This guy isn't really paying attention to us much. Now he is, of course, but he does have a cord center torso. Gonna go for a couple of those torsos. I get completely lit up. I lose both my ATMs, all the ammo, everything is gone. Now, oh my gosh, this mech can fit underneath the lip, and this Marauder doesn't even see us, so we can core up his back for our team. Juliet is tanking on one of our friendlies, and we're just coring through his backside, and he is accompanied by the Serpent Mech. Both of these guys get taken down, but so does our King Crab, unfortunately. It is 9-9, dead even. We did take the advantage there, 10-9 now, so we have 3 left, they have 2 left, and this Hunchback doesn't see us as well. We're going to slide underneath the ramp here to avoid the direct fire. He does have that cannon on the right torso, which we do need to be aware of. Gridiron finally gets taken down, but I'm going to swing around just to secure that there's nothing else over here. And in front of us, we have this Jägermech that's 11-9 now, but he is pretty fresh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to distract from my friendlies. I'm going to put down some damage, make him focus up on me. He has a cord backside, and if I could get him to turn towards me, I could let my team take advantage and get the shots down that they need to get this final kill down. He is focusing up on me, does give up his backside, cord front side and backside. Finally, my team is able to wrap that one up and get the final kill for the victory. 12-9 is your final score. So although I did sacrifice myself even just a little bit, it was for the sake of the team. 1 kill, 10 assists, 772 damage, 2 KMDDs with 2 components destroyed. A fantastic game. Oh my gosh, it escalated so quickly and got very, very intense there towards the end. Thankfully, my team was able to be aware of the fact that what I was doing was trying to distract for them to get those final shots down, core up the rest of the components on this guy, and get the critical parts that ultimately got us the kill and the victory. But that's going to do it for this episode of Mech Warrior Online. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the links in the description. I'll have a link to my Twitch page so you guys can follow me on there and make sure that you're going live with me whenever I stream. I also have a link to my Patreon and PayPal pages in case you want to help support the channel a little bit from a financial perspective. I want to thank each and every single one of you for even tuning into these videos. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're enjoying the content as much as it is fun for me creating the content. It's been an absolute blast, and I have every single one of you guys to thank for it. But again, thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.